just waiting for my husband. I don't know why your head ain't in.
Louis Reyes. What's up? What's up? Oh, you're in Istanbul. Nice. Teresa just joined. Hey, T. What we're talking about today is family health in light of John Singleton. Because they say he had high blood pressure, which a lot of us do. But what we were talking about is what else did you do to figure out or not figure out high blood pressure? So high blood pressure is like one of the first signs that something's going wrong, but the high blood pressure in itself is just not the problem. That's usually indicative of another problem. So you got to figure out what that problem is, because a lot of men, especially black men out there, have high blood pressure. You don't even know it. Actually, I knew I had high blood pressure when I went to go get a life insurance policy. So that's the only way I found out. So, and that's also something that a lot of families need to do, is get up on their life insurance or bury insurance too, because you see a lot of GoFundMe's and all that stuff. So that's something that's important too.
But I just, like I said, reflecting on everything with this John Singleton, him being 51 years old. I mean, my God, at 51, you have so many more positive years to live. And with a little preventative care, had he really had that? We don't really know. See, someone says he can see half of both of us. Okay, how about now? Can you see all? Is that a little better? Is that better? Is that better? Hopefully that is better. But again, back to this whole John Singleton thing. I don't know how how proactive he was with checking on his health regularly. I know that when it comes down to a heart attack, or when it comes down to anything health related, sometimes if you don't actually go and get an extensive examination, the way you find out is on your way out, know? And I do know that when it comes down to blockages and things like that, you have to go into the hospital and you have to have one of these tests where they insert the dye into like one of your main arteries so that they can look through all of your arteries to see blockages. If you don't have that type of examination done, you're never going to know.
And most of the times, the best way to do it is to go to a specialist for everything. I would go to a cardiologist, because they're gonna look right at your heart and nothing else. And a general practitioner, they're not a master of anything. They're just going to give you the once over, and they can miss a whole lot of stuff. Trust me. So go to a cardiologist to look at stuff for your heart. Go to a nephrologist who looks at stuff for your kidneys. And they will also be able to tell you your blood pressure, because everybody takes blood pressure. So, I would go to specialists. I wouldn't just go to a GP trying to find out what's definitely wrong, Right. So that's a tip I would give you, is go to specialists.
I would also like to say that when it comes down to getting your health check, as women or wives or having a significant other, you cannot rely on your partner being that person to take care of everything. You have to recognize the signs for that person and say, you know what? You look like you're a little swollen here in the face, or you look like something is wrong. I think that we need to go see a doctor. And if that partner of yours is resisting, then that's wrong. Because if someone really loves you and wants to, make you feel secure, they will do the things that they need to do to make sure that they're healthy enough to be here on the planet. So I just think that, it's very important to look out for each other. Okay? I look out for him. I look out for myself. He looks out for me. I'm sure if he notices something that's crazy with me, he would say something. Okay?
Yeah, but you got to listen too sometimes. I noticed one of the times she was having a little problem, and I was like, I took her to the hospital and she didn't want to stay, but then she ended up coming back. So that was a lesson to her that I can see stuff wrong with her too.
Right. Hold on, Ronald, close the door.
You know,
Close the
Charlie's
door.
out there.
No, tell Charlie to either come inside or whatever, because we are talking and I keep hearing it's loud. Okay, excuse me. All right, so another thing, diet is important. You know, eating the right things. You know, I do know that a lot of men who are single feel that they can eat what they want and they just, you know, fast food or just whatever, and they're not being monitored. That's not good, because you might self-destruct yourself. So if you have a partner, you know, that's looking out for you to make sure that you're eating the healthy things, you should appreciate that. You know what I mean?
You know, there's another point I want to make. A lot of black men think because they get on a treadmill or they go work out that they're doing the right thing. If you haven't checked yourself, and that's why you see a lot of people say go to a physician before you start working out, because you may have blockages, you may have something wrong with you, that if you work out, you're just making it worse. You know how many times I hear stories about guys going for a run or just coming from the gym and then they go home, go to sleep, and never wake up because they didn't know anything was wrong with them. So that's another thing. High blood pressure and the things that accompany it are silent killers. And meaning you will never know that's wrong until you on your way up to the upper room.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
So get yourself checked out. Even before you go work out, you go take that mountain bike ride up the hill or go jogging with your buddies. You could just be actually making it worse. Right. So go get checked out immediately. And what I always challenge the people around me, the brothers around me, is prove me wrong. Go get it in writing that nothing's wrong with you. Go get it in writing that your blood pressure's fine, that all your numbers are fine, and I'll be happy to be wrong. But
yes.
if I'm right, you'll be happy that you know, and you can do something about it.
Right. But like I said, if you really love your spouse, you will look out for your spouse. You will make your husband or your significant other go to the doctors and get checked out. And you will probably want to be there so that you can hear the results, because you don't want to be surprised when that man is dead. Okay? You want to make sure that the person that you love is going to be around, especially if they're young. You know,
Right.
50 is still young. You know, you don't want them checking out early. And it's sad because there's a lot of, especially for African American men, checking out way before their time over something like this.
Right, something
you
that's
know?
completely preventable.
Something that is
and
completely
treatable.
preventable. So all of this is just to say, because of this whole John Singleton, rest in peace, take care of your spouse, take care of each other.
Go get checked out immediately.
Go get all of your numbers checked.
writing.
Your sugar, your kidney function, your heart. Make sure you have your blockages. You know, examine if you have any, or to make sure you don't have any, and make sure that you know you're eating the right things to stay healthy.
And taking
you know?
your meds.
And if you are supposed to be on medication, take your medication. Don't just, I don't need it, or I'm going to do all natural. I mean, natural works when you're not on medication, okay? But when you finally get prescribed medication, usually something went a little wrong, and they feel like that will help you more. So make sure you take your medication.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
So,
that's with love, y'all. So, again, this is our 3rd episode. Follow us on IG, Rhano and Caprice, Burrell.
I love you guys. T. Woods, D'Anthony, Louis Reyes. Thank you so much for following. Please tune in to us next week, next Wednesday. We will be here.
6 p.m.
And just remember to just take it one day at a time with your...
Bye.
All right.